As the weather gets warmer, more ticks are coming out, and it's a good reminder for everyone to be aware of alpha-gal syndrome. Billy Brightman is joining us live in the studio with a look at some new publications from the University of Missouri Extension. Billy, good morning.
Good morning. If you search alpha-gal on the MU Extension website, you'll find these 5 new publications raising awareness for alpha-gal and providing resources for people who already have it. The first topic goes into more detail on what it is and tick bite prevention information. But leaders with MU Extension found that information was more widely available. What was harder to find was details about what people with alpha-gal can look for when shopping, how to cook safely, substitutions for flavor missed in animal products, and how people can still get the proper nutrients with a restrictive diet. A recent survey from the Extension found that people with alpha-gal have a higher depression rate than the national average. These publications are meant to help people feel less alone.
Go out to eat, if you're around family, you are nervous of, are you going to have a reaction? Are you going to feel good after you have this event? And hopefully just reduce the depression, the feeling of, I'm alone in this process. Nobody's here to help me. Nobody can understand me. Being visible and seen is important as well. So we're wanting to make sure Missourians know that we're working on an issue that they care about.
On top of the publications, the website lists several articles and events relating to alpha-gal syndrome to help people who do and don't have it. Jackie?
Billy, it's an important topic. Thank you.